Things happening in the Stampin' Up! World. And if you are just joining, I'm going to introduce myself again. My name is Tammy Shia, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm usually here every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. But next week, I'll be here on Tuesday night, okay? Because I won't be around on Wednesday. So make a note of that, put it in your phone with an alarm so that you know, okay? All right, so lots of good things happening in the Stampin' Up! World, and one of them is the extra 10% off bundles, okay? So during the month of June, you can purchase any stamp and die bundle. Not only is it already 10% off, but you can get an extra 10% off. So this is a great time for you to stock up on bundles. I will tell you that we are creating a project with the Country Birdhouse tonight, and the dies are on back order. They are not available right now, okay? So that bundle is going to be out for now, all right? I am not cutting out on my end, Leslie Claire, so I'm thinking it might be on your end. Maybe close out of Facebook and log back in. Sometimes that'll help. So, all right, so we've got the bundle. Oh, also with the extra 10%, how about a brand new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine at 10% off? Both of our machines are 10% off, and they go beautifully with the stamp and die bundles. All right. So things on my end as far as the connection is fine. If for some reason I get logged out, I will come back on, okay? If for some reason we get disconnected. Now today we have two brand new kits, all right? Here's one. It's called the Scenic Route Travel Journal Kit. This is an awesome kit. If you love to journal, if you love to scrapbook, it came out today. And you'll find it in the online store under Kits Collection. Okay? Yay! Bobby's retiring on Friday. Congratulations, Bobby. This has been a big year for you. That's awesome. Yes, more time for you to stamp with me, right? All right. The next kit is called Expressions of Kindness Kit. And I actually have this kit in my hands today, and I wanted to give you a close-up look at this kit. We were given this kit during the Mexico incentive trip, and I just want to let you know it is drop dead gorgeous. It includes ink colors of Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Perfect Plum. No, excuse me, Petunia Pop. I'm sorry, Perfect Plum is a very, very old color. Petunia Pop and Blackberry Bliss. So the colors are absolutely amazing. So I'm going to switch over and I'm going to show you the note cards in detail. I have already created one. I'm going to create one with you tonight, okay, so that you know how to put it together and for you to order this, all right? Expressions of Kindness. This is the back of the card base. So this is the entire card base, and there's stamping here. Ribbon comes with your kit and some additional stamping. You're going to love the stamp set, okay? Look at the envelope. You might want to grab two of these kits. I actually ordered a second kit today. This is the envelope. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now the second card is right here. And this one, the words are just a note. And again, there's some gold foil. I'm going to show you how to create this card. This one is just a card base. Just the front is embellished. And then this is the envelope. And do you see this stamp? Kindly deliver to. That's one of the stamps. You're going to love it. All right. And there's the back. And there is the card. Now you'll get 4 of each card, okay? And again, it's in my online store. It's under kits, okay? So I'm gonna bring this one in and show you how fun it is to create with it. You do get glue dots. You get a stamping block, embellishments, and dimensionals, all right? And they're all packaged in this. Again, my Hostess Club ladies, you might want to add this to your order this week. Here are the gold foil accents. You get a sheet of these. And you get 2 sheets of these. So it's just enough for the cards. These are the die cuts, which we'll put on the second card. All right. And I've already done a little bit of stamping. All right, something that I like to do when I open a kit, I like to go ahead and stamp my greetings. So I've already done that. This is one of the stamped images, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. This is the second stamp image, just a note. And then this right here is another one of the stamped images. So the name of the online kit is Expressions of Kindness Kit. All right. So you can either place an order this evening, or if you're in my Hostess Club this weekend, you can add it to your order. Okay. All right. So let me get my stamps. You also get an ink spot, and the ink spot is Blackberry Bliss. Now, since I have the large pad, that's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to save my Blackberry Bliss ink spot for travel or for bingo, something like that. All right, so there's the Blackberry Bliss. This is I want to call it the X's, the cross stitch. I don't know what to call it. I will show you this stamp set. Yes, Carol, great idea. This is the stamp set. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. It's really difficult to see, but I'm going to use all the pieces tonight so you'll see them all. This is that cross-hatched look. This right here, we're going to stamp on top of the flowers. And this stamp says kindly delivered to. So there are 5 images in this stamp set, okay? And I've already stamped the 2 greetings, but I'll stamp the others so you can see it. All right, so here's this little crosshatch. I'm actually gonna stamp a second one, and I'm just gonna lay it about right there, all right? And so the next thing we wanna stamp is we're going to stamp this on top of the flowers. So I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. Hello, Carolyn. We're showing off the brand new kit that became available today. So see that? And I'll hold this up to the camera when I'm done because I know it can be hard to see. And then I'm going to stamp this image over here. So let's look at it. Yeah, it's some sort of grunge or crosshatch or cross stitch or lattice, whatever you want to call it. This is what I've stamped on top of the flowers right here. Okay? And it's just super, super fun to do. I could even, you know what I could do? I could even do my envelope. Let's see. I think this one will work well with this. So we'll put that on the envelope. And do I want to do that one? I don't know. I'll do this one. I just think it'll be kind of fun to do. All right. And then this says kindly delivered to, which is hard for you to see. I know. And then we'll position that about right here. All right. Isn't that fun? Think about the possibilities. You could use this on every single envelope. Isn't that fun? All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take one of these sentiments I'm going to get the envelope out of the way. And then here is a piece of ribbon. Now it tells you to cut it at 6 1/4 inches. I just kind of do my own thing. I don't necessarily worry about the ribbon so much. I just kind of judge it for myself. But you can measure your ribbon, and I'll even show you. I'm going to put a little Stampin' seal right down the center because that's going to help hold the ribbon. When you open your directions, right here, right along here is a ruler. And so that's where you can measure your ribbon to 6 1/4 inches, okay? But I just kind of eye it. I don't worry so much about that. All right. Well, look what happened. My greeting stuck to my directions. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of fold this in half, like so. And then I am going to add my greeting like this, okay? And then I'm going to flip it over. Now, dimensionals come with the kit, but I'm just going to grab my dimensionals because they are literally right here. And so it's just convenient for me. I'm going to add a lot of dimensionals to the back because that's going to hold my ribbon in place. Yes, I have lots of dimensionals on here because I have learned that ribbon can move if you don't put enough dimensions on it. You can definitely use the kindly deliver for Christmas cards, which would really give it a very nice touch. You're absolutely right, Lee. All right, so here, see that little overlapping? Guess what? This is going to go right here. Okay? Then I'm going to take the embezzlements. You knew they were coming out, right? All right. Hi, Lisa. How are you? All right, time for you to relax, Lisa, right? Hard day at work, time to relax. All right, so I am going to take some of these lovely embezzlements and I am going to add them to the card. If you're just joining, this is a brand new card kit. It came out today, and the reason I have it is because it was a gift during the Mexico incentive trip. All right, so that's how I got it early. All right, what do y'all think? Isn't that just gorgeous? And again, this is called the Expressions of Kindness Kit. All right, just want to throw that in there one more time. We're still going to make the other card. Now, you get to make 4 of these. So do you see how fast this can go? It is so, so pretty. Oh, good. So Lisa ordered it today. You're just going to love it. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so now that that card is done, and look at that gorgeous envelope with kindly deliver to. Isn't that sweet? I'm going to put that away. And now we're going to look at this card. We are going to need a card base right here. And the watercoloring's been done. So if you don't like to watercolor, guess what? Your watercoloring is all done for you. How about that? All right, I am gonna pop out just one of these foils. We're going to need that. And where is, I want to pop out this one sheet. Yeah, let's use this sheet so that I can get rid of this. Okay, all right, there we go. Now, again, we're gonna do a little stamping. I mean, this is so much fun, the stamping part with these flowers. And we are going to stamp right there and right there. And I'm going to hold it up so that you can get a really good look at that. And I don't know if my camera's focusing in on it or not. Okay. So what kind of flowers are these? Have we determined that? I really have not looked at it too much to know. Okay, so where's my gold piece? Right here. I'm going to show you how I add these to the card base, all right? Amy, I am with you. I love to do the same. Absolutely. All right, I am going to use the kit mini glue dots, and I'll show you how I use them in case you're wondering. I remember when I first saw these, I'm like, I don't even know how to use them. So I'll show you how I do it. I'm just going to kind of scoop them up, and you might even be able to, that time the paper went up, but not the glue dot. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to add a few glue dots, okay? All right, so that is done. And then I'm going to take the paper off. And I use the point of my take your pick tool to do it. Sorry. So you don't need too many, just a couple. I'll be really honest with you. I didn't even look at the directions on how to apply this, okay? Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to add glue dots to the back of this one. And then you'll see how this comes together. This one is so much easier to put glue dots on. So, how many of you like using these glue dots? I know some people really like them, and it's kind of a love-hate relationship, right? Some of us like them, some of us don't. And I think that's why it's so nice to have a variety of adhesives. All right, so that's gonna take, I probably overdid it on the glue dots here, okay? And now I'm just going to pick them off. I'll have to clean my surface before we move on to tonight's projects. By the way, when we're done with this card, we're going to start our Country Birdhouse note cards. We're making 4 note cards. All right, we'll get all that out of the way. Just scoot that out of the way there. Okay, so, whoops, I'm going to put this down first, okay? So you can see it's very loosely done, and this gets layered on top. Okay, that's it. That is it. Now I'm going to grab one of my greetings. By the way, you'll get 6 of these in one style and 4 in the, let's see, no, you get 5. Sorry, I can't count. You'll get 5 in this design and 5 in this design. So you'll have some extra. You'll have 2 left over. Again, we're going to add that ribbon. And yes, I could measure if I wanted, but I'm just going to go for it. Oh, I know, the papers between that and the dimensional paper, Leslie. There is paper everywhere. All right, so the ribbon comes with this as well. I'm not sure how many yards though, okay? All right, again, I like to put a little seal here just to kind of help hold. Hang on one second. Everything is glossy. By the way, our glass mat is available to demonstrators. Did you know that? As of today. So if you're a demonstrator, you can pre-order 1 glass mat. So just in case you didn't get it the last time, you can get it now. All right, so there we are. Again, I'm going to overdo it on my dimensionals because that's what is going to hold this ribbon on here besides the seal. Oh yes, and you know I'm going to use a lot of them. I have learned. Where do we find what? The kit Leslie Claire or the glass mat? Yes, I love my glass mat, but I have a lot of fluorescent lights in my stamp room, so it makes it a little bit harder when you're demonstrating a card, but I absolutely love it, and it's easy to clean. All right, now I'm not sure how sharp my scissors are. Let's see if I can get a good cut on the diagonal. Yes, I did. All right, and I'm gonna just leave the other one. We're gonna add some embezzlements to this one as well. All right. Okay, so the glass mat, you would use a demonstrator order to order it. I can supply you with the item number later. I don't have that right now in front of me. And it retails for $60. It will be available to our customers in July. I believe July 3rd, okay? Now, if you're not a demonstrator and you're dying for this glass mat, you can join my team and put it in your starter kit. All right, so it's another great way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add one more. And I'm gonna put it right there. So those are the cards, super easy to put together. I know you can do it in about 5 minutes, right? But I wanted you to see this kit. It is called Expressions of Kindness. It's got a love. Oh, I need to show you the envelope too. Thank you, Simone. Glass mat item number 163987. All right, and then back to this. This is the envelope for this card. How beautiful is this? And you know what? Let's stamp this. I love this flower. I love how you can ink this in Blackberry Bliss and then stamp it right on top of the flower. Love, love, love. Too fun. Too fun. And it's got a really, really nice stamp set that goes with it. All right. So what did you think? Are you glad that I showed you the card kit? So I just love the colors. Lost Lagoon, Petunia Pop. Oh my gosh. Just beautiful, beautiful colors together. Blackberry Bliss. All right. Yes, I have a mess on my floor now. I have lots of little teeny white dots. Okay. All right. So we're going to create a project tonight with the Country Birdhouse bundle. Now, the dies are currently unavailable. They were in low inventory yesterday afternoon, all right? I'm not sure when they're going to be back. Hopefully by the end of June, so you can bundle and get an extra 10% off. So, oh good, I'm really glad you like the cards. That's great. Good, I wanted you to see just how beautiful they are. Leslie Claire, I think the flowers are thistles too. I was kind of thinking that when we were talking about, you know, stamping the flowers. Now, let me ask you this. I'm going to show you the suite of product, all right? But would you like to see the project before we get started? Let's see if anybody wants to see it. See if you want to hang around for the project. All right. Oh, good. Okay. All right, Margaret wants to see the project, so we're going to show it. She's the first comment I'm seeing. We are going to be making some little birdhouse note cards, all right? So I'm really zoom in here, and this is our first little birdhouse, and you can open it, okay? So they're sweet little note cards. How would you mail them? I have no idea. I am planning to give this as a gift to my next door neighbor. We've been away a lot and she's been collecting all of my Stampin' Up! Packages. And I'm making her a little gift, and I'm gonna add some bird seed to it. She's a bird lover, so I think she'll really like it. Here is another note card. So I did them all differently. They're super, super cute. I have Hostess Club this Saturday, so I will bring them so that you can see them. Here's another one. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more. I will tell you, I have been working on this for the last 2 days. I found this to be a bit time consuming because I needed to do all the cutting. All right, but now they're designed, it shouldn't take as long to put together. Hi, Carolyn. I started at 7:30 p.m., Carolyn. So if you're ever looking for me, go to the Be Creative Stamping Facebook page, all right? And you'll see the live there. So these are the 4 little note cards. They all open, all right? Here they are. We're going to be using the Country Birdhouse bundle to create the cards. And I want you to look at the little greeting. The greeting says flying by to say hi. So I found that greeting in the adventurous sky, and I found it today, and it was small, and I thought that just might be perfect. So that's what I'm using for this. The Country Birdhouse has some amazing greetings and fun fonts. But this one, I was looking for something really tiny, okay? And that's why I'm using that. But if you look at the Country Birdhouse, look at the fonts, how they change it. I just love it. I just think it's so pretty. I have yet to stamp a birdhouse. I just love creating the birdhouses so much that I haven't even stamped one yet. But you can stamp and you can color. Leslie Claire, great question. Yes, ladies, this is basic beige right here, okay? Basic beige. Now, after I created these, I felt like they needed a little bag, all right? So this is the bag that I created to go with the note cards. Now, right now, you might want to grab pencil and paper so you can jot down some notes. If you don't want to jot down any notes, it's okay because it'll be over on my blog tomorrow with a supply list, all right? But this is our little note card box right here. And I am loving the basic beige. I need to order some more of that. I'm just going to stack these up, and I will show you how they fit in, just like this. They don't have little envelopes, but the note cards are in there. And this is the little bag to put them in. So my idea for my neighbor is to go to Wild Birds Unlimited and get her a gift card so she can feed the birds with that. And I'll put the gift card in this bag with the goodies. So, oh yay, I'm so glad you like it. Thank you. The bag is fun, and guess what, ladies? We've made this bag a few times, all right? So it's a bag that I've used over and over, and it's super easy to put together. All right, so now we'll talk about the Country Birdhouse, the entire suite. The suite is called Country Woods, and it starts on page 48 and 49. It's right here. I've been dying to make this, and I still haven't done it, but I just want to make that. I just think that is just so fun. And then here you got some beautiful samples. You're gonna notice another stamp set that's part of this suite, but we will not be using that one tonight, okay? Yes, so one of the DSPs is unavailable and one is available when I checked at 7 p.m. tonight, and I can check again if we need to. All right, so here's the suite. It's called Country Woods, and you're gonna notice the Country Birdhouse and dies, as well as the Country Flowers and dies. Now, this suite has a little bit of everything, and we're gonna use some of the products tonight. I'll start with the ribbon because it's right here at my fingertips. Both of these ribbons come together in a combo pack. It's probably 5 yards each, but I am guessing at that. Let me see. Pearls, embossing folder, 5 yards of each ribbon, yes. So here they are. They are in petal pink, and they are in basic white. All right. So those are the ribbons, 5 yards of each. I was trying to incorporate the ribbon in my box, but it just didn't lend itself for ribbon. I wanted it to. So our next embezzlement are the smoky slate, and let me see, there's another color, smoky slate and basic gray. All right, so here it is. You're going to see the two colors. I'm going to put it on this so you can see a little bit better. This is smoky slate. This is a basic gray. And so you have two sizes as well. Now I have been using these on the birdhouses today and I love it. And we'll use them tonight. So you'll get to see that in action. Now there's also an embossing folder. And it's called the Eyelet embossing folder. And I have embossed it in all of our end colors so that you can get an idea of what the Eyelet 3D folder looks like. What do you think? Isn't that beautiful? So that is called Eyelet. Eyelet. We're going to use the pearls so I won't put them back in the package. And now I'm going to show you paper, okay? So the first paper is right here. And this one is called Country Lace. All right, we're going to start with this one. The second package of designer paper is the one we're going to use tonight. I'm going to zoom all the way out. So here it is. I don't know how well you can see it. This one's going to also be kind of faint to see. Then we've got Misty Moonlight. We've got Basic Gray. We've got Smoky Slate, Petal Pink. I am seeing some Basic Beige as well. Basic Beige right there. Smoky Slate. We are back to some Misty Moonlight. Here is the other side. And some of these are pretty faint designs. Like, I know that's difficult for you to see. And here we are with the Petal Pink. And then again, some Misty Moonlight. So this, I believe, is the Country... Hang on, I'll tell you the name of the paper pack in just a second. Country Lace. This is the Country Lace DSP. Now, the next one is the paper pack that we're using this evening. And I already have notes here of things that we're going to be cutting tonight. So let me just move that. I have this sheet right here, and I'll show you the back of it. So I use this designer paper to create the birdhouses. Here is another piece, that wood grain, some more wood grain here. Another wood grain. Aren't these amazing? They're really pretty. All right, let me see something. I'm getting all my colors mixed up just because I've been using this paper. All right, so we'll go with that. Then here is another one. Let me see what's on the back of this paper. And this has got the petal pink in it. And then here's the other side. I'll leave it on the petal pink side. Then look at this pool party. So our colors, coordinating colors are early espresso, petal pink, pool party, misty moonlight. You could use some crumb cake with it, pecan pie. It sounds like I'm naming desserts, doesn't it? And then there's the other side. All right. So yeah, this is what we are going to be using this evening. And we are going to start with the note cards. Okay, so this is where you might want pen and paper to write down the measurements for the little birdhouse note cards. And I will provide them tomorrow over on my blog at some point during the day, okay? All right, I'm just gonna grab a sip of water here before we get started. I am using Basic Beige, and I'm really liking it. This is the first time that I've used it. I don't know what took me a month to use it, but it did. Oh, good. I'm glad y'all like the paper. I like it too. And you might need 2 packs of it, right? Okay, now what did I do with my measurements? Here they are. Okay, so with our cardstock, we want to cut it at 6.5 inches, okay? Now I am on the 8.5 inch side of this, and so I'm gonna move over to 6.5 inches, and I'm going to trim this off. I will not need this, okay? So I'm just gonna set it aside. Then, oh, you know what? Did I want to cut it that way? I can cut it that way. It doesn't matter. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to show you another way that I cut it. Let me grab some paper. Okay. We're going to start over with that, okay? That is, again, we're using Basic Beige, and we want to, we're on the 8.5 inch side, and I want to cut it at 4.25 inches, okay? And that will divide our paper in half. It's almost like making a card base. Now, I am going to turn my cardstock to the 11 inch side, and I am going to cut it at 6.5 inches, and this will be left over. All right, we won't be using it. And let's do this other piece here. Let's do this at 6.5 as well. We're cutting another piece that's left over that we're not going to use. So now we have these 2 pieces. And you can get 2 little birdhouses out of 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. Now we're going to score this at 3.25 inches, all right? So here I am, I'm on the 6.5 inch side. I am scoring at 3.25. And you know what? I did not put that in my personal notes, and I need to do that so that it's on the tutorial tomorrow. So hang on. Score at 3 1/4 inches on the 6 1/2 inch side. That will be important for the tutorial. We're going to do the very same thing here. We're going to go over to 3 1/4, and we are going to score. Okay, and that hard. You know what? My scoring blade was not in the track. Okay, there we go. All right, I don't need the trimmer anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set that aside. Okay, now you want to fold your score line, and you are going to use your bone folder, and you want to be sure that you burnish this edge really, really well, okay? Because it needs to lay flat on your Stampin' Cut emboss machine. You are going to need 4 note cards, so you'll need 2 sheets of the 8 1/2 by 11 inch basic beige. All right, so here we go. We're going to get out the machine so I can show you how I cut it into a birdhouse. I'm also going to zoom out. Maybe I'm already zoomed out. I'm going to scoot this up some more. Open this up. So for cutting, we are platform number 1. We'll need a number 2. A number 3, and this is where we're going to do our cardstock and die for cutting. So I'm going to get out the birdhouse right here, and I want you, oh, by the way, let me show you this. This is how it opens, okay? This is the score line. This is really, really important. This is your score line. This goes here. And will you notice how, and I think you can see it, there is a little notch there on that birdhouse, and that's where I'm laying it on the score line. And then this much of the birdhouse is coming off, okay? So that little notch is where it lays on the platform. It looks like it's going to lay flat, and I won't need a post-it note or tape, and so I'm not going to worry about it. You all know my technique. I like to hold my breath, roll it through, and hope that the die doesn't slip. Again, you'll make 4 of these. We're going to pull that out. We're getting rid of this. And now we have a little note card, okay? This side, of course, is cut off a bit, and I'll show you how we're going to fix that. You'll never know that it was cut off, okay? So we have enough of those. I've already cut them. All right. I'm going to move the machine out of the way. And I think we're ready to start making the very first birdhouse, all right? Okay. And of course, it doesn't matter where we start. All right, yep, and that one's already cut. All right, I have to look in my tray because this is where I have everything. All right. So I've already taken the time to cut out my birdhouse. Let me go ahead and zoom in a bit right here. And you're going to also notice there's a circle cut out. Okay, so let me show you where that die is. It's part of the country birdhouse. And it's this little circle right here. And this circle is probably about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. and I just kind of center it there, roll it through the machine, and then it cuts out the circle. And you can keep the circle, okay? All right, you'll want to keep the circle because you can flip it over and you can use this side for that right there, okay? All right, so let me just check on one thing. All right, now I like to jazz it up a bit, okay? This is certainly not anything you have to do, but I am using this piece of the designer paper. I'm using a 1-inch punch. You could certainly use a 1-inch die. Oops, hang on. There we go. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to glue that on top. Okay? So, and a little bit more. I'm going to bring, you know what I'm going to bring in? I have, where is it? Oh, maybe I got rid of it today. No, I didn't. This, because we're doing a lot of gluing today. So this will actually be very, very helpful. I use the Tombow liquid glue for a lot of it. By the way, I am not seeing any comments. I just want to make sure everyone is still out there. Maybe you're just so enthralled with this crazy project I created. So, but anyway, just let me know that you're still there. All right. And then this right here, I just want to make sure it's behind it, okay? It just kind of gives it more of a natural look for a birdhouse. And then I am going to add this to my birdhouse, to the note card base. Yes, you are still out there. That's good. I'm mesmerized myself, Diane, thinking, gosh, can we really do this? There you go. Oh, you know what I did? I did the wrong side. I did the wrong side. I wanted to do that side. All right, well, let me just see. We're going to have to change it up, y'all. Yep. We're going to have to change this one up. You can tell me if you like it or not. How about that? I cannot believe that I did that. All right. So, yes, we're using the opposite side now. And remember that circle that I punched and put behind there? I have one of these here, okay? Daggone it. Let's see. I am so disappointed that I did that, but it will still work and it will still look fine. All right. So now we're going to take a little bit of Tombow glue and just run it across the top. We flipped over the designer paper because I made a goof. All right. I feel like I'm using way too much Tombow glue tonight. May need a paper towel. Oh, I'm glad you like the pink root. Honestly, it's a birdhouse and all birdhouses are different. Right? All right. There we go. I cannot believe I did that. I've been working so hard on this all day, and I did that. All right, we're gonna take out a little bird. I stamped this in black memento ink, okay? You'll need black memento ink and your petal pink Stampin' blends. Now, this is my dark one, and so I'm just kind of highlighting those lines. Maybe a little around the eye. I need to get my glasses on. I know I have a whole new combo. Thank you, Leslie Claire. I feel much better now. It's all in perspective, right? All right. You know what? This is also a dark petal pink. I must be out of light petal pink, but here's the funny thing. This is definitely how I colored the bird earlier. So, all right. Sorry, everything's getting sticky on me. All right. And then I'm going to take a little crumb cake. I'm going to add that for the beak and feet. That's the dark crumb cake. I am going to pop up this bird. We're going to put the dimensional about right there. And he can be about right there. All right. Now, for this project, I took 2 different colored cardstocks. I used Early Espresso and the Old Olive cardstock, and I put adhesive sheets on the back of them. So you're going to notice that some of my pieces and parts already have an adhesive sheet on the back. If you're not sure how to use an adhesive sheet, you can watch yesterday's Tip Tuesday, okay? And you'll learn all about applying the adhesive sheet to the cardstock. All right, there's my little leaf. Let me get my glasses back on here. I like to just take my take your pick tool, kind of lift up on that paper. And what I'm going to do is I am going to add that there. I'm going to take another leaf, peel this one off. By the way, you'll get 1 die with these leaves, and then this one, I think you get like 4 of them. And for this one, I'm gonna put about right there. Okay, so it makes it so easy with the adhesive sheets. And let me see here, flowers. I have a little bag of flowers that I've already cut. So I did a lot of the prep work ahead of time. These 2 flowers that you are about to see, there is 1 die for this one. Whoops. And there is 1 small flower die for this one. Okay, and these are in petal pink. All right, yes, I can do that. So you know what? There are lots of ways that we can do this, right? All right, I'm gonna take a little tiny drop, if I can just get that Tombow glue right there. And then I am going to add this flower. All right, and I'm gonna let that dry. Then I'm gonna take this leaf combination again. This one doesn't have adhesive on it, and I don't need adhesive on this one, and I'll show you why. I'm just gonna add a little bit here and here, okay? And I'm gonna put it about right here. I like to fold up my petals. I'm gonna add another little drop of glue right there. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I need to show you something else. Goodness. All right. Before I put that flower on, we're going to finish this roof line. All right, I got a little bit in the glue there. All right, hang on. This is a little scalloped roof line, and I will show you the die in a second. what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run a little bit of Tombow right along here. Of course, you can do either side. I'm gonna show you this piece of designer paper in just a second. Oh, this one's turning out cute. So this is the scalloped die, okay? This is the sheet of paper that I use to create the scalloped roof. This is the opposite side, all right? And so I just cut the designer paper wide enough that this die would fit and cut it out that way. Again, this is the designer paper that I used, and this is the opposite side of it, okay? Now, there's another roof line before we glue that flower on, okay? This little roof line is an early espresso. Now, when you're creating your birdhouses, you don't need all three of these, all right? So please keep that in mind. Unfortunately, I just went over the top with this, okay? And so that's why I'm using all three. And honestly, this little teeny strip of early espresso, it really makes this pop, okay? So look at the birdhouse right now, and I'm about to add this little piece right here. What do you think? Didn't it make it pop? And then we're gonna add the flower. So do your flower last. Don't get too excited like I did. All right, we're gonna let that dry. And now we're gonna close up the glue. And I'm gonna be using the smoky slate, and I'm using the small pearl for both of them. For both flowers. All right, one more thing. You know what, y'all? I kind of like this birdhouse. I had no idea that I would, and I like it. All right, one more little thing we're gonna do. We're going to add a cute little bird hole. All right, we're gonna add that. Now, when you cut your circle for your birdhouse, these automatically come out. So see, I have lots of them. I didn't just cut out circles, okay? All right. So I'm gonna add a mini dimensional. All right. And I tried to be consistent with the birdhouses so that if you are making the note cards, that you'll be cutting a lot of the same pieces. I'm gonna pop it up and I'm gonna put it right there. I've already taken the time to stamp. I will measure this little greeting for you. It is 1 1/8 of an inch, 1 1/8, and half inch wide, okay? I have to say I'm really liking it, and I honestly didn't think I would. So you know what? This was a very good mistake. So what do you think? Of course, once your flower's dry, you can peel up the petals. And I think I did everything. We do need to put a little wink of Stella on our bird. And I'm gonna do it kind of quickly. I'll have to say that I like this a lot. I hope you do too. All right, so that's our first little note card done. And notice how you have the full birdhouse, and you're gonna open up your note card. You could always stamp hello friend inside the note card with a little note. And then there's the back, and you can see the back. See, how we had to cut off the roof line and the bottom to make it a little note card. I like it too, Simone. I have to say, I like it. I'm very happy with it. So it turned out really well, didn't it? All right, so let's go to our second one. Again, we've got another basic beige note card. And this time, we're going to be creating this little birdhouse, okay? Alrighty. And here I am again, just because I've got to kick it up a notch. I am going to punch another circle. Here's the designer paper that I used. Here is the opposite side of that designer paper, just to kind of give you an idea. And this is where I add I don't know why I'm running off of my mat. All right, and while I'm doing this, I'm gonna lay this on here. By the way, to make these cards, you you don't have to put all of the elements on it, okay? But you know me, I gotta use all the things, right? Because that's me. Okay. Alrighty. We're gonna use this at the bottom. And let me see here. Do I need an additional? I am looking for this piece here. So if I need an additional one, I know I do have some cut, but I'm just checking right now just to see what I do have. All right, so let me try something. All right, I'm gonna grab one of my little roof lines that I've already cut. All right, so let's get our Tombow liquid glue. I love this color, this pool party in brown. It reminds me of robin's eggs. And so I just love this one. All right, so that is first. And then we're gonna go back and add the same little scalloped border that we did before. And we're just gonna run just a little bit of Tombow liquid glue right along the roof edge. And the reason I'm doing all 4 of them for you is because I've used different designer papers in the package, and I want you to see them all. And I feel like that's probably the best way. All right, so we'll go back to my little early espresso, little roofie line. I don't know what to call it. You're gonna peel this off. This is where your take your pick tool comes in. Super, super handy. All right, so there's our roof line. And let's go ahead and we're gonna add the bottom. I tried to do the same designer paper up top as I did for the base of the birdhouse. I hope that's helpful. All right. And y'all know the drill. This is the easy part here. And you can do this in any order that you want. That's going to go there. And let's see. While I'm doing leaves, I will go on. Now remember, this one I want to peel off because this one will go at the bottom of the birdhouse. What do we call the bottom of this? Is that the base? It does make a big difference, Thelma. I know it's kind of crazy, but I like it a lot. I wasn't going to use it in the beginning, but you put it on there and it just makes it pop. All right, we're going to put those leaves like that. And then we'll take one of these. So y'all get the drill, right? This is how you put your birdhouses together. We'll go ahead and color our bird, and we'll get our flowers. Peach, Margaret, what are you saying? Oh, perch. I thought it said peach. I guess it could be the perch. Maybe that's what it is. I should have studied my my birds, right? My birdhouses, the parts of a birdhouse here. All right, this is my dark pool party that I'm gonna add first. And then this is going to be for our bird body. Again, he is inked in black memento ink, and he is colored with Pool Party. And this is light crumb cake on the beak and the feet. I've also done dark crumb cake, so you can do either one for the blend. I'm referring to the blends. We'll put him up here. So once you do a couple of them, it gets a little bit faster. All right, oh, Corinne says the tiny circle that cuts out of the other circle would go under the hole for perch. Oh my gosh, you're right. Leslie Claire says they sit wherever they please. Oh, tell me, isn't that the truth? Oh gosh. All right, we've got a pool party flower coming up. We also need a little one. And just a little dot. I'll go ahead and put a dot here for that large flower. I like them to dry a little bit before adding the pearl. I'm loving the conversation. It's great. It is great. All right, we need a little fancy little hole here. Let's see what we can put up here. Do we want that? We'll put that up there. Oh, I did white before. Maybe I'll do white again. All right, this is the one that I like to pop up. It's not necessary, but I do like it popped up. All right. And just flying by to say hi. I love it. I'm surprised they didn't put this greeting in the Birdhouse stamp set. All right, let's add those pearls. And that is note card number 2. What do y'all think? I did those two the very same. They are so fun to put together. I recommend cutting all your pieces first before you sit down to assemble. All right. All right, and then of course this opens as well. They both open like that. Okay, our next one is this little blue guy here. So we are going to bring in this little birdhouse. And again, I'm going to add this. I don't know how well it's showing up, but you know what? I've done it on all the originals, so I'll just do it again. All right. Move that out of the way. Oh, good. I'm so glad you like the blue combos. They really are fun, right? All right, there we go. They were so fun to piece together. Honestly, it is like putting together a puzzle. It really, really was. And then I think that's going to be our perch. But let me look to see what else I've got in here. I might use that one this time. I'm looking at all my little roof lines. I thought I had cut out enough. By the way, y'all can see all my little, here it is. Y'all can see all my little craziness in here, all the little extra roofs and stuff. Roofs. All righty. Well, here we go. We're going to add and I chose the correct side this time. And that goes there. Yeah, the blue is really fun. Okay, scalloped roof. Oh my gosh, you could literally, Corinne, you are correct. You could take this birdhouse and put it on a card base. Absolutely. You have the makings of a card base right here, or the makings of a card for sure. So agree. So agree. And back to our little early espresso. Whoops. Hang tight. There we go. Got it. All right, I know, another one of those crazy containers, right? Another crazy container. Look at that. Makes it pop. All right, let's go back to our leaves. We will go ahead. Come on. This is the hardest part, I think. But even though this is hard to get off, I absolutely love using the adhesive sheets. Ooh, I don't have a blue tiny strip, but Margaret, that would have been beautiful in Misty Moonlight. That would have been really, really pretty, and I didn't even think of that. Great idea, girl. Great idea. See what happens when we create together. We can kind of feed off each other. So yeah, blue would have been really nice. I'm gonna go on and get the greeting on while I'm right there. Then, and again, you're gonna see me putting these note cards together in very different ways, different steps, not necessarily, you know, doing the same step every time. All right, so for this little guy, I am pretty sure that I colored him in boho blue, all right? So even a boho blue for this little thin line would have been really nice. All right, so boho blue, that's what we're gonna use. If I can get this picked up, and I'll bring it over here. This is the dark. And then I'm gonna bring in the light. All right, and again, I'll get that crumb cake. This is the lighter crumb cake. You can do darker. We're gonna pop him up. He's gonna go right there with a little wink of Stella. Isn't he getting cute? I do like the little blue birdhouses too. They're really fun. So anybody have a favorite note card? All right, we need, let's see. Just looking for a leaf without the adhesive on the back. All right, so how many of you have this bundle? We're gonna do a little Misty Moonlight flowers. So we're gonna add a little bit of glue in these two areas. I know, me too, Gail. And that was a really big mistake, or so I thought. Gail said she likes the one that was the mistake. I thought I was going to end up hating it, and I actually loved it. I know, right? Make them all. Make them all. All right, let's pop up something over here. I can pop that. Let me try that. Ooh, let's do this one. Let's do this one. Again, not all these pieces are necessary, but daggone it, it makes them super, super cute. And let's add our embezzlements. And we have another note card. You're right, there is never a mistake in stamping. I totally believe that too. All right, and they're a little different. I did the hole a little differently. Okay, our last note card is right here. We made it, girls. We made it to the last note card. And then I'm gonna show you how to put the bag together, okay? All right, let's see. What do we need? Well, we're gonna need a birdhouse and we're gonna need a note card, right? So here we go. I can always tell if I'm on the right side or on the correct side because this is chopped off on the end. All right, so for this one, I'm using this designer paper, and this is the opposite side of it. And I'll add another one of these. And then I am all done with the circle punch. We're gonna add that Tombow liquid glue. By the way, another card-based color, instead of basic beige, you could use smoky slate. I think that would also be really pretty. And that is one of the coordinating colors. I'll put that about right there. We're going to put this about right here. And then we're going to add a little blue trim here. We do need a 1-inch punch. I use mine a lot. Yes, Carolyn, what a great idea. There will be room in the tote for a little baggie of birdseed. You could definitely do that. Nothing too heavy though, because it is kind of a flimsy bag, but it would be super cute if you did that. I might have to do that myself. All right. Oh, and I don't know if I told you or showed you, but the blue on this side is this bag. Okay, this is the same designer paper. Okay, and I don't know if I showed you that or not, because some of the designer papers look very similar, and so you may not, you know, notice which one I'm using when you go to make them. All right, we need our little scalloped roof. I love the little scallop part. It's so cute. Just right down the side. So, Gail was telling me earlier that she plans to make some of these tomorrow. So, or some bird projects anyway. Excuse me. All right, here we go. We're going to get that adhesive off. How many of you have purchased your adhesive sheets? You've got to add that to your list. All right. Add that to your list because you'll want it for this set. Okay. All right, let's go back to our leaves. We're going to add them. Come on. And I kind of like to add these leaves about right here. There we go. All right, and we'll go up here. And we'll add these leaves. And I also colored the bird in boho blue for this one too, okay? Whoops. All right. Here's our bird. Alrighty-dighty, we're gonna need our boho blue again. You could also, if you don't have the boho blue, use Misty Moonlight. That'll be another really good color for you to use. All right. And we're gonna pop up this little fella. Oh, you know what? I forgot to color feet and beak, but I can do it right now. Even with it popped up. This time I'm going to use dark. So you can see you have a choice. You could also use pecan pie for the feet and the beak if you want. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we've got going on. These are words. I'm just going to go on and get this popped up while I'm here. All right. And a little Wink of Stella while I'm here. Now when I'm done with this card, I'm going to show you how to cut and score your little bag, okay? Alrighty, so we're ready for flowers. This time I'm using Smoky Slate, okay? And we'll put a little dab of glue there and a little right there. And then we'll do this flower. Put that about right there. We're going to add a little circle here. If you don't have that sentiment, Carolyn, look through your stamps. You might find something else. You could also put friend along here, and I think that would be a great sentiment. Also, hello friend, which you're gonna see me use in just a few minutes, okay? So you might like that too. So don't be discouraged, don't be sad. If you have a hot air balloon stamp set, look at that one. All right, that might be helpful. All right, did I put Wink of Stella on that? I did. This is our 4th card, ladies. It is right here. What do you think? 4th card, and now we're going to be working on the bag, okay? All right, so just need a few minutes. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside. I'm gonna move this out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. I'm going to use this piece of designer paper, but you can choose any sheet in the package to use, okay? I am going to rotate my designer paper to this side, okay? So I have my lines going horizontal, and I am going to cut it at 6 3/4, okay? So 6 3/4. And then I'm going to rotate the cardstock, okay? Now I'm going to trim again. Currently I'm on the 12-inch side, and I'm gonna trim it at 11 inches. Okay, I am not going to need this. But I can use this for cutting out different little pieces for the birdhouses. Okay, let's go back to that 6 3/4 inch side. All right, that's the short side. And we are going to score at 1.5 inches. Now, I realize this is going to be so hard for y'all to see these score lines because of the paper. I'm going to fold it so that you can see it. That is 1.5 inches scored. Okay? Now I'm going to go back to that 11-inch side, and I am going to score again at 1.5 inches. And then we'll score again at 5.25 inches, 6.75 of an inch, and 10.5. So I'm going way over here to 10, 10.5. And I'm going to score again. Now I'm going to fold these score lines so that you can see what they look like. That was one of them. It's even hard for me to see the score lines, by the way. And there's one more. Okay, so here's a score line, there's a score line, another score line, another score line, and a score line, okay? Boy, is that difficult to see. Okay, now inside here, I am going, see this score line, and it's a real skinny piece of designer paper. I am going to trim that right off. That hit my take your pick tool. Let's get rid of that. Come on. Okay, so see what I cut out? This little piece. Now, if you want, you can miter the corner. You don't have to. And then you can trim it there, okay? You can also miter the corner up here, but it is not necessary. All right, but if something you feel like doing, then you can go for it, okay? All right, now we are going to cut this score line, and we're going right up to that score line there, okay? And we're gonna do it again, and we're gonna do it again. And I will show you, I'm making the box flaps. That's exactly what I am doing, okay? All right, so that's what you'll need to do. Now, you can miter these corners, you don't have to. Sometimes I get a little nervous just trimming off, you know, like a little piece of triangle. Let's see. And on the box I made earlier today, I did not miter the corners, okay? So not that necessary. All right, so we're gonna need tear and tape. And we actually want to put that tear and tape on this little skinny piece. And then I'm just going to use my scissors to trim. All right. And so that's where that goes. Okay. Now I will be closing the box. So I'm going to peel that off. And I guess it's a bag, not a box. And I am just closing the side. Okay. So there's the top of the box. Now I'm going to fold in these little flaps. And let's see where that seam is. Do you see the seam to the box? It's right here, right there. And so I definitely want this flap to go to the back as well, because there's my seam, and then I want this seam kind of going in the same direction. And you could probably use Stampin' Seal as well on assembling the box. because the designer paper is thin. And then you just close it, okay? And you have your little bag, okay? Now, let's look at what we've done over here, and I am going to help you design the front of this. I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? I've already, see the little bird? He's actually in the birdhouse. And so what I've done is, you could use the ribbon as handles, Diane, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I did entertain that idea, and I thought the petal pink ribbon would be really pretty with it. And then the more I looked at it, I thought, well, I don't really have to have that, and so that's why I didn't do it. All right, I've already put a lot of the birdhouse together, okay? And I do want you to notice, you know that little thin piece of the roof line that I love? I did not put it on this birdhouse, okay? So I made that a little different. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna be popping up this birdhouse. So let's do that. Yeah, now I kind of like to see it with the ribbon. It would probably be really pretty. All right, I'm just adding dimensionals. I've already stamped the bird. I've already colored the bird in Pool Party, okay? So he's already colored in Pool Party. We'll get him out in a second before he flies away. And let's grab him real quick. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put a little bit of glue right here because that's where I'm going to attach the bird. All right, so let's look at this, okay? This is where I've put the Tombow liquid glue. And then I can put him in here, and that Tombow liquid glue is going to hold him in place, okay? Now, do you see the little tail feathers? We're going to get rid of that just by trimming, okay? And now we're ready to add the birdhouse. But you see the pole? We have got to make sure that we get our pole on here. My fingers have gotten super sticky. And I used an adhesive sheet on this, by the way. This is such a beautiful pole. Oh my gosh. I'm going to just kind of center that. Okay. I didn't press down too hard though. Okay, and I'll show you why in a second. We're going to add our little birdhouse. See why I didn't press down on it? All right. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. All right, here we go. So that's how I position the birdhouse. Okay. So that it would kind of be holding this. I just thought this was so pretty that I didn't want to cover it up. Okay. So that's why I did it like that. Then we're going to add some words. Hello, friend. You can even use this on your note cards, okay? I've already added the dimensional, and I am going to put that about right there. I am going to be adding a flower. I love these flowers. Oh my gosh. So pretty. Let's see here. I've got one more leaf with adhesive on it. See if we can use it. Honestly, it would be so much easier without this Band-Aid, because the Band-Aid has gotten so much adhesive on it now that everything is like sticky. Maybe it goes the other way. Does it go the other way? Maybe it does, but I just thought this was super fancy. Gail, you're probably right. Maybe it does go the other way, but I just like the way that looked. I thought it was pretty, but I could be wrong. All right, we're gonna add, this is Petal Pink, okay. We're gonna add another Petal Pink. And let's see. Let's do another Petal Pink. You know what? I think we can do it any way we want. What do you think? I think we could. All right, we need a little flower here. Am I missing anything besides pearls? Do I have everything? What do y'all think? Do you think you would make one? I think the biggest thing is just cutting your pieces and then sit down and have fun assembling. All right, and there's our sweet little birdie. So there we are, and we've got the note cards to go with it. I'm so glad y'all like it. Thank you. It was a lot of pieces and a lot of work because I've made 2 of them, but I think it's worth it. So, oh, I'm glad y'all like the bag. I'll bring it on Saturday for my ladies when I see them for class on Saturday. All right. All right. I think we got it, girls. I'm so glad you like it. Now I have a couple of gifts that I can give. All right, don't forget that you can save an extra 10% with bundles this month, this entire month. You can also purchase the Expressions of Kindness kit. You can also purchase the Scenic Route Travel Journal kit. And if you are a demonstrator, you can order your glass mat. It should retail for $60. This is my host code for shopping this month. You can enter that in the cart, and if your order totals $150, then do not add that host code. Be your own hostess and get the Stampin' rewards with that. Okay. All right, I want to thank you for being here. I've kept you really long tonight. I had to make up for the last 3 weeks, so it's really nice to spend time with you. I'm grateful that you're here. Remember, I'll be here next Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, okay? Just because next Wednesday is going to be crazy, all right? So have a great week, everyone. I'll see you next Tuesday night, and thank you for being here. Bye.